1 million Bondi Vet subscribers.
Hey, in celebration of this milestone,
we're counting down the top 5 Bondi Vet stories of all time, as chosen by you.
Kicking off with number 5.
Today I'm driving out to Berkshire, which is to the west of London, and I'm going to visit a place called the Border Collie Spot. It's run by Jill, who I absolutely love and I honestly believe should be known as the patron saint of dogs. She always takes on dogs that no one else wants.
Curly, Curly! I suppose I've been rescuing dogs for about 20 years, but it's one of those things, once you've started doing it, it's so hard to ever stop, because I know if I stopped doing it, so many dogs would die. Good boy. How can I stop? I have rather a special case here that I'd like you to have a look at.
Okay.
Jill's about to introduce Scott to a victim of extreme long-term neglect.
Hello, buddy.
This is Jimmy. He's come from a hoarding situation and he's got a big problem with his hind legs.
Okay.
Jimmy was found locked up in a small cage, covered in his own excrement. The 3-year-old Border Collie had been forced to spend his life in a crouched position, unable to stand up.
And how long do you think he was there for?
I think he was born there. I don't know, but I think he was. Yeah.
Jimmy. I've had the misfortune of seeing quite a number of cruelty cases in my career.
That's a good boy.
But Jimmy
Good boy.
was off the scale when it came to just plain neglect. This dog was left in a cage pretty much to rot.
Come on, Jim. Good boy. Good boy.
I think what angers me the most when it comes to animal cruelty is that these are innocent creatures that haven't asked to be owned by these horrendous people. They haven't deserved what's happened to them, and it makes me want to defend them, and defend them I will.
Come on.
You know what he walks like? He walks like he's on hot coals, doesn't he? Like he's right up on his toes, like walking really, really gingerly.
Yeah.
The left leg is definitely weaker than the right. You can see he's actually lifting that one up. Poor guy.
I actually think I'm getting worse as I get older at coping with it, because emotionally it's draining. There's hardly a day goes by that I don't shed tears over these dogs.
All right, then, let's pop you in the back of the car. We'll go and see Michael.
Scott has made an appointment for Jimmy with specialist orthopaedic surgeon Michael Hamilton.
I think Jill has already developed a really strong bond with Jimmy. She really has a soft spot for him, you can tell. And I know that it's really worrying for her.
Good boy.
He is going to need a lot of complex work, and she knows that.
See you soon, Jimmy.
So, of course, she's very nervous about me taking him, but I know she trusts my judgment, and I am really taking him to the best place possible. Hello, mate.
Hey, Scott. How's things, all right?
Great to see you.
Yeah, you
Very
too.
good.
You too.
So let me show you a very special patient. This is Jimmy. He was rescued from a place where he was basically kept in a crate his entire life.
Oh, no way.
And when they found him, he was absolutely covered in his own fecal matter to the point where they had to shear him like a sheep. And now he's got this very strange curved sort of spine, and his knees feel terrible.
2 big swollen knees. Do they move much? Oh, dear.
I know Michael very well. When he's looking at Jimmy, I can see that he is pretty shocked.
Crikey, this knee is just something else, isn't it? God, you can just feel it grating. That is not very nice at all. As you move those knees around, it's bone on bone, and it grates and it crunches, and it's just horrible. Oh, no, man.
You won't be impressed. Just see, he's real tucked up, isn't he?
Carrying that back left, isn't he? He's been very brave, isn't he? Both those knees, particularly the left side, they're toast. There's nothing you can do. There's going to be no cartilage in those knees. They don't move very much. They've got to be painful. Okay, so we'll just have to step outside, get x-rays.
The extent of the problem becomes even clearer on the x-rays.
Straight away, that does not look very nice at all.
It's terrible.
Sclerosis here, effusion here. So that is horrible. They would make it onto the rostrum of the worst knees ever, yes. knee replacement would be the best option. If it goes well, that's the best option for the dog, no question. The other option, which we can do if a knee replacement didn't go right, the other salvage option is to just fuse it, get the dog out of discomfort.
Good boy.
He's just the nicest dog, isn't he? And he's had a hell of a time by the sound of things. We can certainly help him out, and fusion, knee replacement, they're the options.
Michael, great to see you as always. Thanks so much for your
No
help
worries.
and advice.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
of
will
course.
pass all that on to Jill,
Yeah,
and
of course.
I'm sure she'll be in touch very soon.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers. See ya.
He's saying, hello, Jimmy, welcome. You're such a good boy. Yes, this is fun.
For the first time in a life of neglect and cruelty, the 3-year-old Border Collie is finally surrounded by love.
It must seem to him very strange, the fact that people are being kind to him. I think he's becoming happier every day. Jimmy's temperament is wonderful. He has never, ever growled or snapped, which is amazing. Good boy. Maybe he knows we're going to help him, I don't know, but he's a wonderful little dog.
Hi,
Oh,
Jill.
hi, Scott.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Aw.
Good to see you.
Yeah, come in, I've got you a cup of
Oh,
tea.
lovely. Thank you.
Later that day, Scott arrives to take Jimmy for his major surgery. But first, he wants to reassure Jill.
Someone looks comfortable.
Yeah, I think he's made himself at home, don't you?
He really does. Who has got his paws under the table, hey? You have. Unbelievable. Well, I think the procedure that Michael and you have decided to move forward with is a great one because it has far less complications.
Yeah.
So as much as it would have been wonderful to turn him into the bionic dog, what we need to do is turn him into a comfortable dog.
Yeah.
And this procedure is going to do that without breaking the bank and breaking you, and meaning you can keep going on with your great work.
Yeah. And really, at the end of the day, all we want is for him to be pain-free. I think it's the right decision. Yeah. I have to be determined for my dogs because I'm the only one they've got.
Oh, you big pudding, hey? Say goodbye to Jill.
Oh.
Say goodbye. Hey?
Hi, Jimmy. Good
bye.
boy. Their life is in my hands, really. It is, but I wish I could do more. I do. You've got your chair back, Violet. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Right, Jimmy?
The big day has arrived.
Yeah. All right, mate. So, plan is we're going to fuse his knee. The whole point is it's not going to be sore once we're done. That's the whole point.
Yeah, it gives some stability, takes away the pain.
Yeah, exactly. And he's going to be a happier dog.
At the Cherry Tree Veterinary Practice, specialist orthopaedic surgeon Michael Hamilton has started Jimmy's life-changing operation.
It looks horrible.
It's really bizarre.
Crikey, this is a very chronically inflamed knee.
He and Scott are immediately horrified by what they find.
I'd say of all the surgeries we've done together, mate, this is by far the most gruesome.
That's horrible, isn't it? Look at that.
Jimmy's knee looked like a bomb had gone off in it. It was horrendous. It was the worst knee I've ever seen. There was virtually nothing normal about it.
First, Michael will trim the ends off Jimmy's bones. Then he'll fuse them together and fix them in place with a metal plate.
When we actually made our cuts in the bone to kind of get flat surface on flat surface, those flat surfaces looked actually quite healthy. That looks pretty darn good to me. That's as straight as his leg's gonna go. And then what we do is we put our big plate from up here right the way down over the top down to here, and then we're done.
The plate goes on without a hitch, but Michael is not satisfied.
I was just a little bit unhappy with a single plate.
To keep it in that slightly flexed position and to support that fusion of the knee, Michael then decides that he's going to actually place a second plate over the central part.
There's a couple of here that's just a little bit awkward, but once I get them in, I think we'll be good.
But by doing so, we come up against a few problems.
Because I'm stacking these, they're not quite sitting perfectly on top of one another. As we are putting in the last screws on the second plate, I can't quite get them in because it's not perfectly aligned.
Michael's just throwing everything at it to try and get the best result.
I wasn't overjoyed about that.
Michael wasn't happy, and it meant for a very long procedure.
Sorry, guys, that's kind of changed my mind a little bit. Whether it's active or not, I mean, I think this dog has probably had an infection in this knee. I mean, look at that.
A long-time mate of this dedicated specialist, Scott knows Michael will never settle for second best.
Michael's a perfectionist, so he's not happy with just one plate. He needs this reinforcement plate.
Sorry, guys, just a bit of a hitch in the home straight.
Michael fought and fought, but it just wasn't going on. So to then, after all that work and all those hours of surgery, to remove that second plate, that was fraught. It didn't go down very well. You want to get it absolutely right.
Yeah.
Even if it does drive you a little bit crazy.
Yes. So we took off the second plate, put the first one on really, really nicely, and put another little plate down the side. That was the right thing to do, and it should go nowhere. So I'm really happy with it. The thing that I'm very proud of is that I didn't just go, oh, it'll do, because it'll do sometimes doesn't do. And that's not what I'm about. We want it to work. Perfectionist, possibly, yeah. Overkill, possibly, but I'll sleep a bit easier tonight, and hopefully Jimmy will as well.
So finally, even Michael is happy with his work. But the operation has run 2 hours over time, and the surgeon is running late for an important meeting.
My wife is going to kill me.
Yeah.
Good boy.
But no one's going anywhere until X-rays confirm the surgery has been a success.
So that's a straight-on view of his ankle, that's a straight-on view of a hip joint, and that's a straight-on view of a knee. So I mean, that's a perfectly straight leg. It looks great. Really pleased with that.
Just call Jill soon, hey? Call Mummy. Tell her everything's gone well. A very long surgery, but that knee has been fused within an inch of its life, isn't it? Yes, it has. This is the start of a good new life for you, eh? Well, I think this is one contented pooch. What do you think?
Isn't it just? Yeah, amazing.
Scott has dropped in on Jill to check on Jimmy's progress.
He's so much happier in himself. It's just incredible that we've been able to do this for him.
Come on, let's see how you're going. Good boy.
The surgery is a success. Yes, it's a salvage procedure. He has a knee that's now fused, but the pain is gone. And that was the whole point of this, to give him a nice pain-free life and allow him to enjoy himself for the first time in his life. What's his future hold?
Well, we have a wonderful home lined up for him. She's a wonderful person. She's very patient and caring and...
Everything Jimmy deserves.
Yeah.
He's going to be adored for the rest of his life, and I know that's absolutely what he deserves. It's been such a great journey, and a great journey with you as well.
Yeah.
Until the next time we've got another sad case we have to fix, eh? And then the dream team will be back together again.
Yeah,
eh?
I hope so.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Jim.
And on to number 4 in our countdown.
This is one of my personal favorites.
A familiar sight around Sydney is the mobile vet clinic run by identical twin vets Audrey and Alison.
I don't know what it's like to not be a twin, but it's definitely
the best thing ever.
advantageous.
Yeah, we work together, we have the same likes, we know what the other one's feeling. Yeah, and we're the other half of each other. Hey, Andrew.
Hey.
Hi, Paco.
Today, the girls are about to check a feisty cat that's been in the wars.
Last night we got an email from Paco's owner, and it was a picture of Paco with lots of blood coming out his eye. So we were pretty shocked, keen to see him today and check it out. Oh, that eye looks sore. Come on in.
Owner Andrew is anxious about his special mate.
Paco is my great companion. He's a very sweet cat that has really made my life very rich.
So do you know how it happened?
Yeah, I was moving house and there was a new cat that was in the area who was like twice his size, and I thought, ooh, that's not gonna be good if they actually meet up. But anyways, when I came back to pick him up, his eye and his ego were both very, very hurt.
Poor Paco. So Paco's one of our regular patients, and he's a loved patient, but he has got a quirky personality. He hates vets. Unfortunately, that means he hates both of us too.
When he was little, he by accident swallowed an elastic of my daughter's.
Oh, wow.
It got stuck in his intestines, and so then he also had to have intestine surgery. Ever since then, you know, even though, I mean, everybody was nice to him and everything like that, his view was as like, ooh, this is the place that cut you open.
Poor Paco.
He'll be okay.
We'll look after him. Scared. That's not a good sign.
With a potentially painful eye injury, Paco is even grumpier than usual.
So I think probably the blood's come from him rubbing or scratching, but I'm very worried about the actual eye itself. The worst thing that could happen is that there's a massive ulcer or a big deep scratch under that third eyelid, which would make us a bit concerned because the eye could rupture.
I just hope there's nothing that they find actually more serious where he might have to lose the eye, but yeah, we'll just have to see.
Okay, so this is fluorescein dye. So we're basically just going to pop that inside the eye.
The dye will show up any ulcers or scratches.
So let's see how we're going to get this in the eye.
Alison will have to aim from outside the box. Paco is far too agitated to try to get any closer.
Oh! I got it.
Did you get it?
Oh, my
How did you
goodness.
get it in the
Wow.
eye? She got it in the eye. That's pretty good for you because you really have bad aim.
I have really bad ball skills, but obviously fluorescein skills.
And we can just see there, even with that third eyelid halfway across the eye, that there's actually a pinpoint ulcer right in the middle. But what I'm concerned about is whether there's actually more injuries in the eye besides that little pinpoint ulcer. So I think we're probably going to have to bring him to hospital and give him a sedation or general anaesthetic just so we can really open up the eye, pull the third eyelid back. Obviously, if he's scratched his cornea, that's more serious. Poor Paco. Here we go, Paco. Here is Paco.
Back in Sydney, Audrey and Alison have arrived at the hospital with Paco.
We can see an ulcer in the middle of the eye, but we're actually worried there are other ulcers underneath the third eyelid. So often with ulcers, they can actually rupture the eyeball, and that's because it's a weak point that can burst. So we're going to have to give him some sedation and have a look at that eye properly.
Paco got his nasty eye injury in a fight with another cat. The grouchy 4-year-old doesn't like vets, so the girls aren't taking any chances.
Defense mechanisms we brought today, garden gloves for each of us, big fat towel. Right, gowned up, ready to go.
Ready to go.
So I'm gonna open. Go, 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 go. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good.
Despite his reputation, Paco barely puts up a fight.
So at the moment, we're giving Paco some oxygen and we've added in a bit of isoflurane, which is an anaesthetic gas. It's just going to make him quite sleepy so that we can eventually get him sedated to have a look at that eye. Wow, that was a bit easier than we thought. He's still growling at us. He's a bit better. He's growling less. All right, so we're going to move the carrier. Oops.
With Paco finally settled, the girls can now get their first close-up look at his injured eye.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that conjunctiva is really red.
So you can just see that lower conjunctiva.
So I'm just going to give the eye a very good flush.
So there's quite a few things bulging out of the eye at the moment because it's so inflamed. This is the third eyelid.
So the third eyelid is like the windscreen wipers of the eye, and it helps actually clean the surface, get it lubricated with some tears.
Oh, look at all that pus. There is a lot of pus back here. He's actually got a hole in his third eyelid underneath, look.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, how did you do that?
He's ripped the whole underside of his third eyelid. We pull back the third eyelid and we can actually see almost like a hole at the back of it, like a big deep scratch. So I think that's where the bleeding's coming from.
Quite an unusual injury. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. It's quite remarkable to think how another cat's nail
He must have just hooked it under the third eyelid and then pulled.
torn back.
If that nail had gotten anywhere else, so if it had actually hooked into his cornea and pulled through, he could have ruptured his eyeball and potentially have lost that eye. So in a way, it's lucky it caught on the third eyelid and just damaged the underside of that. All right, we'll just turn off the lights. You hold that.
So we're just going to check again with some fluorescein stain and make sure there's not any more ulcers there.
The actual eye itself only has that pinpoint ulcer, which should heal well as long as he doesn't rub or scratch his eye.
Come around this side, have a look under that third eyelid flap. I think there's something there. Okay. What is that?
All of a sudden, the girls make a shocking discovery.
Look at that. What is that?
Oh my goodness.
I'm just going to pull it out. Oh my. This stick is massive. It turns out it's a 5-centimeter stick that's entered between the eyeball and his third eyelid. That is insane. It's probably one of the weirdest foreign body positions I've ever seen. Poor Paco, no wonder he was so grumpy. If we have a look behind, it's quite swollen, but the entry point's actually avoided his gland behind there, and it's actually avoided his third eye cartilage. So I think that's going to close up quite well. We'll have to monitor it, make sure it heals well, but I'm pretty confident it should seal over and look really good again. We'll send Paco home with some eye drops. Yeah. So it's a bit more comfortable because we've been fiddling around there. So as long as he leaves it alone, he takes the drops in his eyes and Andrew manages to medicate him, he should heal really well. But 3 days' time, we'll come back and check on that.
It's definitely Paco's lucky day. As soon as he's fully awake, he can go home to his relieved owner.
Okay, let's get you home.
What a story.
However, stay in your seat. Coming at number 3 in the countdown. Well, it's a good one. Check it out.
Betty, come. Little gentle licking.
Nobody.
There's a busy day of appointments ahead for Scott, but he's getting in some family time before he leaves for the practice.
Oh, she's such a clever puppy. She is.
9-year-old Betty is definitely an important part of the Miller tribe.
Betty sort of signalled the start of a new lease on life for me, really. I had her as a puppy. She was super cute, and wow, was she attractive to the opposite sex. And then I met my wife very soon after. It was a deal breaker. If she didn't like animals, she was out. Lucky, she did.
No licking. There's no licking. There's no licking.
She predates me with Scott by 8 months. But basically, there hasn't been a Scott and I without Betty. It's always been, the trio. And now, of course, having the kids and being at home more, we spend a lot of time together.
It's very true to say that Betty sees Zoe as the other woman. When I'm in the room, she kind of looks at Zoe. If Zoe's trying to tell her to do something, goes, "It's talking to me again." Like, she doesn't understand why I had to bring other people into our relationship.
There's no licking.
She is very much part of the family, but in a lot of ways, she was my first love. She just doesn't know what to do with herself. She's knackered and she's sore, but she won't sleep.
Next day, Scott's world is suddenly turned upside down.
Hey, come on.
Ironically, after yesterday's fun first aid lesson, Betty has just suffered a serious injury.
So it was on my day off, and I was taking my son Jackson to the park, and of course Betty comes along, and I literally threw the ball, as I always do, and the second time I threw it, she yelped out in pain, and Betty started dragging her legs towards me.
Daddy's got you.
The fact that she'd gone from walking perfectly well to being paralysed, I knew that this was not your average injury. So I literally scooped her up, ran home with the baby, called Zoe. She ran back. Shush, honey, shush.
It's all right, baby. Daddy's going to try and help you.
There's nothing on this right side at all.
Shit, nothing is there. She's not trying on that side at all, huh?
No.
It's all right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, just let it. So straight away, examined her, and I could tell that both of her back legs are paralysed, and this was a spinal injury.
Get her over to Michael.
Yeah.
Despite already being given pain relief, the traumatised terrier is still crying out for help from her best friend.
Take you to Uncle Michael's house.
Come on, let's get her. Go. The sooner we get her, the better.
Scott is about to take Betty to specialist orthopaedic surgeon Michael Hamilton to find out if anything can be done.
I need to go and see Michael. Yeah, just see a mate. Who knows more about this stuff than me. Just to kind of, just give me the honest steer. Because my heart is really in my head right now. Come on, baby. Come on. Be brave.
Okay, guys, get stuff for the car because she needs to get going.
Okay.
You gotta, Mummy loves you. Call me, won't you?
I love
Okay,
you.
as soon as you speak to Michael, call me.
Okay. See ya.
Drive safe, bye-bye.
Thanks. Good girl. Stay, baby. Stay.
Scott's now arrived at the Cherry Tree Veterinary Practice. His longtime friend, specialist orthopaedic surgeon Michael Hamilton, is waiting to examine Betty.
Hi, mate.
Hey, mate. Right, okay. Hey, Betty. Right, let's get you looked up. Come on in, honey.
The little terrier fell down in the park, and her back legs are now paralysed.
It was kind of weird to see Scotty quite sit down. I mean, he came in today, and Betty was she was in so much pain, and Scotty knew it. You know, she's getting worse. He's just really, really worried.
Basically, she was just chasing a ball, and she squeaked, and then I turned around and she was just dragging her legs towards me. She, since can't control her bowels, she can't control her bladder, and she's just getting increasingly painful.
Yeah, she's uncomfortable, isn't she? Definitely. Give it a sec, Scott. I'm just going to get a little sling. I just need to see if she's got any much voluntary movement there. Yeah. I'll be right back.
Okay. Come on, honey. Come on. Come on. Come on. I know. I totally feel that I'm in the right place. Michael's known Betty as long as I've had her. So, you know, he has known how much I'm invested in this dog and how much I love her, and he will very quickly want to do the very best that he can as well.
She's got a little bit of voluntary movement in her left.
This looks awful.
Not much in the right, though. Okay. Right.
I just feel very privileged that they've just opened their doors and they've said, come on in, we'll do what we can as soon as we can, and I'm very lucky for that.
The most likely thing by a mile, given how she's painful, is that she's burst a disc in her back, and some of the content of the disc is now squashing the spinal cord. Okay. And then everything kind of downstream just isn't working very well. So that's the most likely thing. Okay. What we need to do is we need to try and get a look at her spinal cord and see if it's compressed, and if it is compressed, exactly where is it compressed? Because if that's the case, we can potentially do an operation to decompress. And then hopefully, a bit like a kind of a water hose with the messages going up and down. You put your foot in the hose, the messages don't work. You take your foot off the hose and the messages hopefully start again. We just got to get a move on, see if she's got compression or not, and if she does, decompress surgically.
Okay. All right then, honey. We're in the right place. Yeah. Okay, Uncle Michael will sort you out. She's going to be wiggly, Probably.
You're gonna be a wriggly girl, are you?
At the cherry tree surgery, Scott is clinging on to the hope that Michael will be able to help Betty walk again.
So what we're going to do, we're going to get her asleep, take some x-rays, then we're going to inject some of this stuff. This is a contrast agent into the space around her spinal cord where the spinal fluid sits. And then we take more x-rays, and then what that actually did, that's going to highlight the spinal cord.
The little terrier fell over in the park chasing a ball and immediately lost the use of her back legs.
She's in a lot of pain, it's getting worse, and so, you know, if we do nothing, there's going to come a point whereby she can't even feel her feet, and then the prognosis gets worse, so, you know, time's kind of the essence. Best mate, dog's in a bad old state, got to bring my A game to fix this dog. Try and get her nice and straight. Okay, right, everybody out. When we stick the needle in, if we're in the right place, we'll see a little twitch, and then we might see some spinal fluids coming up through the needle, and then we're going to inject the contrast. Louise.
I thought I was going to lose her. I was stripped of all control, and I had to put my faith in someone else. It really did clarify just how much she means to me.
So there it is, mate. If you look at the fluid underneath, just here, okay, this is all good, but you just kind of lose it around about here. So this is our one here.
Okay, but looking at that, you think that this definitely needs surgery, right?
Yeah.
I knew it was bad, but it's really bad.
Operating near the spinal cord has massive inherent risks. You know, the spinal cord, if the cells have died, they don't regenerate. So worst case scenario is she never walks again. Right, happy?
Yeah.
Have a 15 scalpel blade, please. 15 scalpel. Right, so there's a rib in there somewhere.
With all of Scott's family and friends waiting and hoping, surgery begins on Betty's compressed spinal cord.
You know, one slip, if you bang that spinal cord, it's game over.
Scott has decided to be present in the operating theatre, but it's not going to be easy.
Zoe really wants me to be in there just to kind of, you know, hold Betty's hand, as it were. So that's what I'm going to do.
This you can see here, this is actually the last rib, this thing here. Mm-hmm. And the disc that's popped is just under there somewhere. So we need to get into the spinal cord there.
The surgery that Michael's about to do is basically called a hemilaminectomy. It's removing part of the spinal column, the bony parts, to relieve pressure within.
And I think given that she's got worse and she's now paraplegic, we've got to do all we can, really.
It's a worrying moment because, yes, we're going to relieve any compression that might be present on the spine, which of course is great. But at that moment, we're going to know how badly injured Betty really is. And, you know, Michael's going to see a healthy spinal cord or one that's absolutely hammered. I think by the look on his face, I'll be able to tell. I can't believe how deep the exposure is.
It's quite a long way in, isn't it? Okay, so a normal healthy spinal cord looks a bit like cooked squid. It's kind of a white rubbery thing. And as soon as we got in there, it didn't look like that. It was quite red and quite bruised, which is a bit of a worry because that would imply that it's maybe been bashed, and that's bad news for the spinal cord.
How are you going, Michael?
Yeah, good.
Seeing Michael use the drill that close to my dog's spinal cord, I'm freaking out. It's not something I'm finding interesting or intriguing, all the things that I normally would feel when I'm watching a fellow veterinary professional perform their job. This time around, I'm just an owner and I'm not enjoying it at all.
This is the spinal cord, this bit here. I'm not going to touch it, but that's the spinal cord there. And in a minute, we're going to have a little poke under the spinal cord. But this big blob right here is disc material, that there.
And that all shouldn't be there?
That shouldn't be there, yeah. All of that, oh wow. My God, that's a lot.
Oh my God.
All of that.
Look at all that.
Wow, look at that.
Jesus, there's so much of it. Removing this amount
This is good
of
news.
stuff
This is good news.
is good, right?
In many ways, yeah, because
that lot amount of stuff that reduces huge amounts of pressure on my dog's spine.
Yes.
I don't know if I should feel relief yet. Should I feel relief yet?
The slight concern, though,
Yeah.
is the spinal cord's quite bashed and bruised. The cord looks bruised. There's some disc material just kind of sitting there, so we removed that, and then we just kind of got underneath the cord, and we got probably the same again, and again, and again. There's the cord, there's one root, there's the cord, there's the next nerve root, and there's nothing under there now. I've been right there underneath it. Can't get
And that
any more.
bruising that you saw initially, do you think that's more?
I think a lot of it was disc material sitting on, so the bit we were looking at was this bit right here.
Yeah.
But underneath there, it's bruised, but it's not quite as bad as I thought it was, so.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting that. This is a prize winner. It's going very, very well. Right, leave the suction on for a second. Is that all right, Michelle? Do you see that?
Yeah, amazing.
So what we're going to do now is going to...
Very, very good result, and I know he wouldn't say that to me unless he really meant it. So, yeah. So I'm really, really happy. Yeah. Yeah, there's real hope with her now. Yeah, I might actually get my dog back, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Brave girl. Betty's brave girl.
Betty was in a pretty bad way today. She's a grade 4 out of 5. She's what we call a paraplegic. We've decompressed quickly, and we've decompressed a lot. So, you know, her prognosis is actually quite good. You know, she's got kind of an 85% chance of recovery. I don't want to jinx things, but I think she's going to do great.
Here we go. Ooh, she's so good. Such a brave girl.
While Michael is cautiously optimistic, he has warned Scott not to expect any sign of improvement for at least a week. A full recovery could take months, but it may never happen.
I will will her to walk again. I couldn't think of that not being the case. So I'm just gonna keep hoping that that's gonna happen, and that everything that everyone's done today is gonna make that difference.
Daddy loves you so much. Hey, yeah, just gotta get better. Right? Get better.
Okay, baby. It's physio time. Yes, it is.
It's been 3 days since Betty's spinal surgery. Zoe asked Scott if she could look after the little terrier at home and give her round-the-clock care.
Bit of a massage, don't we, Bits?
Betty's surgeon, Michael Hamilton, has warned them it could take up to a week for the patient to show any signs of movement in her paralysed limbs.
All that blood flowing through the muscle. Keep it all nice and stimulated.
There are no guarantees of a full recovery.
I think she's maybe a little brighter in herself, which is good. She's definitely pleased to see people when they come in. She's just frustrated she can't do her usual meet and greet at the door that Betty does like to do, with a lot of licking as well. But yeah, I think maybe a little brighter in herself. I think so, yeah. Stretch, honey bunch. Good girl, that's it. I know. Lay down, lay down. There definitely is something there. There's some sort of deep pain sensitivity there for sure. We're not getting any reaction at the moment from the knuckle test. We're hoping that she'll correct her own paw on that, which she's not doing at the moment, but we just keep testing. She does her physio sort of 2 to 3 times a day. We're just gonna keep testing it. Come on, Betty. You can do it, baby. Spring back. Not today, but that's okay. That's okay, not this morning, maybe later, hey? You are constantly on edge because you want to see an improvement, but you're scared you're going to see something to the contrary. It's really hard. It's really hard. It's what being a pet owner is. And here we go. Good girl, feet down. But it doesn't make it any easier to see, doesn't make it any easier to do. And to watch Betty get so upset sometimes when she forgets that she can't move and she goes to step forward and she goes to come and see you. You see, she just gets genuinely sad in that moment, and she's such a good dog, you know? You don't want to see her like that.
Good girl, you're all done. Same again? 2 hours time? Yeah?
Yeah, same place, same time, Bubba. Come on.
Where's the squirrels? You gotta get up so you can go and play with them. Not that they'd call it playing with, would they? No. No, they wouldn't.
With his work over for the day, Scott can now focus on Betty again.
Where's the squirrel? Where's the squirrel? Where? Where is it?
As a special treat, he's carried her to the local park, and she's lapping up the one-on-one time.
Been a lot of clinical environments, a lot of injections and lots of tablets and lots of treatment going on and lots of sadness. And so to sit in the sun and to see her responding to the birds and the other dogs and the squirrels was just really nice. You know, this is her behaving like a dog.
Oh, what are those doggies doing? Are they running? You'll be able to do that soon. You will. You will.
But right now, there's really not much to write home about. You know, she can't move, she can't go to the toilet by herself, and even though Michael said, wait 7 days, it's just so tough. It's excruciating.
Just try and use your legs, baby.
Hope doesn't even go anywhere near to explain how much I'm willing her to get better, because I'm not even contemplating the alternative because I just don't want to. So she is going to get better.
Start using your legs and you can enjoy it all, can't you? Start walking again. That's what you need to do. Come on then. Trying to see everyone, hey? Go and see all the team. Yeah. Good girl. Here we go.
It's been 6 days since Betty's spinal surgery, and at last, there's positive signs.
Oh my word, look at you.
I know, she's even wagging her tail.
Oh,
look at that.
darling.
Wagging tail. The first sign of hope, the glimmer, was that Betty wagged her tail at my mother-in-law. Now, usually when mother-in-laws come into the house, you're not that impressed. But apparently my dog was. And look, but she's actually doing her best to stand on her own now. See? Aren't she, sweetie? She's still very weak on the left, but she is so much stronger on the right. And she actually stood up yesterday, which is very exciting, wasn't it?
Who's a clever girl?
Didn't you?
Who's a clever girl? It's literally amazing.
Nice to see her a bit happier and a bit of spirit back, isn't it?
And back to licking.
Yeah.
Back to licking every inch of everybody.
Disgusting.
Wouldn't have you any other way. You know, everybody needs a win. We can't save every animal. We can't diagnose every problem in a heartbeat, you know? And to have Betty come in today, standing, wagging her tail, happy, smiling, and all of that is the biggest win that you could ever ask for, because alongside her was Scott, happy and smiling, and they come as a bit of a package, those two, I think, and it's just made everybody absolutely lift their spirits, and yeah, it's a good little tonic for everyone to have.
Hey, Jess.
Hey, Scott. Oh,
Hey, look. Who's that? That's your little friend.
She looks amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She's coming along really, really nicely. She's just starting to stand, and now it's all about trying to teach her to walk.
I've actually got a little something for Betty to help her with her walking.
Oh, wow, that is amazing. Wow, so a little sort of stretchy sling support thing.
That's right.
Made of dressing material. I can even see you've braided dressing material. Can't even braid my kid's hair. That's unbelievable.
All right. She's a special little girl, so had to be done.
The whole team have been just so supportive during this really fairly tragic journey, and I know that both they really want to see Betty and Betty really wants to see them. Good girl.
Oh, Betty.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at
Jess,
those
that works so
legs.
well. Every single day I'm seeing big jumps. I'm going to continue to push her as much as I can, offer up everything I can to really just get the dog back that I love.
Come on, clever girl. Look at that. What a good girl. That's it.
And I know she can do it. She's a brave, plucky little dog.
That's it.
There is seemingly a light at the end of the tunnel.
Clever girl. You are so clever. Well done, honey. Show us what you got. Good girl, that's it.
And 1 week later.
That's it, nice and slowly. Clever girl. What a clever girl. Good girl. Good walking, honey. Well done. Well done. Well done. Good girl.
It was an incredibly special moment when I knew Betty was back.
Come, Betty. Come on.
Summer, my eldest daughter, called her and she actually stood up and walked to her. And we're just so grateful for that.
She's all better. She's got all her legs except for that back left one. It's really getting better.
The decision-making process that I went through with Betty, I think, crystallises just how much you need to listen to owners because they do know their animals. And I knew my dog. Good girl. I've been a vet for a long time and I've really never felt what it's like to have the shoe on the other foot. And if I didn't take my job seriously before, I certainly do appreciate it now.
That is to take her temperature.
Quinn totally wants to be a vet, so she'll copy anything that Daddy does.
She has 1,000,000.
So poor old Betty, sick or otherwise, she's gonna get the treatment. And Summer is just such a loving kid. They all are. But that's definitely Summer's role is the cuddles, and Quinn's role is the medicine. So it works quite well. Betty seems happy.
I absolutely love Betty. She gives me so many kisses because I do so much nice things. Thank you, Betty, very much.
I think it was really difficult to keep the faith as the minutes and the hours and the days ticked by and Betty wasn't showing any signs of improvement. And it's balancing your emotions at the same time as the kids constantly asking, when is Betty going to walk? Is she walking yet, Dad? Those heartbreaking things that you are protecting them from what might be an inevitable outcome of a paralysed dog. It couldn't have been more difficult.
You can make her better.
I think the journey I've been through with Betty is catharsis. It's literally like someone has written down my life and the job that I do and then showed it to me. And through that window, I can see just how important my profession is to people's lives. And I don't think there's ever a point in my life where I can say that I'm more proud to be a vet.
Now, we're getting close to that #1 story, but first,
We have arrived at number 2.
There's no doubt that up here in North Queensland, the saltwater crocodile is king. They're at the absolute top of the tree when it comes to predators. And if they didn't already have a reputation for being, well, just a bit cranky, then the one I've just been called out to see now has a problem that could make it even more so.
Chris is now in Townsville in North Queensland. He's on his way to the Billabong Wildlife Sanctuary to try to help a senior citizen in real strife.
How are you?
Hey mate, how you going?
Rick, isn't it?
Yeah, Chris,
Good
nice
to see
to
you,
meet
mate. You too, mate. Now, I see reptiles, but not quite as big as I was expecting.
Nah, mate, just the turtles at the moment in our main lake. Yeah, so.
Where's our boy with the sore tooth?
Buddy, he's down the back. He's in an off-display enclosure, keeping him nice and calm and relaxed for you.
Chris's patient is Riley, a 45-year-old saltwater crocodile.
I've got hold of Chris because I've noticed on the bottom jaw of Riley there's this large mass and an opening of a hole where a tooth should be. And I'm a bit concerned because I don't know what's going on.
So his issue is the bottom jaw towards the front of the right side?
Yeah, that's it, that's the one.
So what you're just noticing he's just not that willing to chew on that side, to use that side to rip and tear on his chicken and... Is that what you're saying?
he's definitely not manipulating food to the right-hand side, especially to grab or latch a hold of. It's definitely all going to his left.
Yeah. Do you think it's getting worse over time?
Yeah, we've noticed like an increase in the size. I'm guessing it might be some sort of irritation or infection around that area.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not, and I'm hoping it hasn't developed into something too serious and we're too late to do anything about it.
The 4-metre croc is a much-loved resident of the park, and everyone is desperate to make sure he's okay.
Riley's probably one of our best crocodiles here, so I just want to see him get like the best of life and the best care, and whether that's getting a tooth removed or something done about it, it really means a lot.
Either way, whether this tooth is broken or it's loose, one thing's for sure, it's going to be sore. And a crocodile with a sore tooth is not really the crocodile you want to mess with. All right, well, I can delay it as long as possible, but ultimately, I need to look at that mouth of his. But no human likes going to the dentist and no animal likes going to the vet. So
yeah,
put those together, we've got a very special perfect storm happening here.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
I've worked with enough saltwater crocodiles in my time to know they are the epitome of unpredictability. Their huge size and their unbelievable instinct means you just cannot trust them. Today is not going to be a good day.
All right, so Jeremy, up the front. Chris and Brad, you guys come with me. Jeremy, I'm going to get you down the front here, spotting for Bonza.
Hang on, who's Bonza?
Oh, there's a girl in there as well.
There is actually another croc in there.
Yeah, there's two.
Oh, there she is, just next to him.
Yeah, so you can see her now just hiding down. She's in a real good spot because he's actually coming across and she's staying guard, which is really good at the moment.
Yep.
Chris and the team have to be vigilant. They're now dealing with 2 killer crocs.
All right, Jeremy, keep her at bay, hey? Come here, big guy. I'm lying. He's kind of assessing the situation because if I'm a potential meal, he probably doesn't want to blow his cover too quickly. He wants to sneak up. Come on, mate. Here coming. Come on, Riley. He's definitely interested, Chris.
Good.
Yeah. Not too bad. Come here, big guy. Come on.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Come on, big guy.
Yeah, that water wasn't magnifying him before, was it? That's a big croc.
Come on. Hey. Settle down. All right. I just gently rub him on his eyes there. Can I have your teeth open, please? There we go.
When I look down at the area that Rick's concerned about, there's certainly an issue. It looks to have a hole there, but also I can see what seems to be some sort of remnant of a tooth. That's quite dramatic. When you compare it to the other side, there's nothing there.
Yeah, that side's really quite bulging, isn't it?
Yeah. The fact is, whether you're dealing with a crocodile's mouth, a dog's mouth, or a human's mouth, you have a lot of bacteria. In Riley's case, with a hole like that, my concern is a serious infection could be taking hold of his body. Look, that shouldn't be hollowed out like that. And I can see at least 2 teeth.
Yep.
Possibly a third. When when really there should only be 1 there.
There's no doubt that Riley's jaw requires urgent medical attention. But first, Chris needs to assemble a large specialist team and come up with a plan.
All right, well, let's get back out.
Okay, sure.
Okay. See you soon, Riley. Catching a croc is never easy. One with a sore tooth is an even bigger challenge. And one that has a girlfriend in a pond just a few metres away? Yeah, this is going to be quite the show. I basically just need to get him into a position where he's stable enough for me to give him an injection of some sedation, and then I can have a better look at that tooth there and work out what we do with it. Now, I don't really know whether we're looking at a bone infection, whether we're looking at simply a loose tooth, whether we've got multiple teeth trying to come through the one socket. So it is all a bit of a mystery, but hopefully as a team we can solve the mystery and get this all fixed up. All right.
Good. Let's do it.
Thanks for your help, guys. It's important to have a real strategy here because unless every single person is on the same page, then today could absolutely descend into chaos. All right, let's do this.
All right. Easy going, Brad. Easy going.
The danger today is really on 2 fronts. Certainly there's a danger for all of us going in there with Riley, but also Riley is at risk of something called capture syndrome.
That's good, mate.
All right, rope on.
All right, boys, not too much tension. Whee!
Crocodiles, once they're stressed, build up a lot of lactic acid. That lactic acid can make their body just too acidic, and ultimately, it can shut down all their organs and kill them.
Jeez, that big guy. Whoa! Ease up, big guy.
It's good, Rick.
All right, guys, rope 2 on. Oh, bit of a shake. Down the line.
The team has finally managed to get the ropes on.
Hang on.
But the risk now is that the monster Croc goes into a death roll in an attempt to escape.
All right, let's go for a roll. Hang on him, guys, hang on him. Hang on. He's going to do it again.
If Riley rolls too many times, then the ropes are just going to get tangled around his face and potentially around his throat.
Ease up, big guy.
If that happens, today's relatively simple procedure, it could be fatal.
Go. Get out. Hang on. Get that. All right. Okay, so he's pretty much secured his own mouth here, guys. So, start off with tout on. All right, everyone get to your jumping positions. 1, 2, 3. Go. Hold him, lads. Westy, come in with the tape, mate. You guys good down there?
Yep.
Yeah. Very good. Keep going, mate. Keep going.
I can't overemphasise the importance of managing Riley's stress levels.
Mouth's full secure. Good job.
Numerous saltwater crocodiles have died in this very situation, simply through building up too much lactic acid, which ultimately becomes toxic to their bodies. It's important that I now get some sedation into Riley.
Okay, going in.
I'm giving Riley a full 2.5 syringes worth of a drug called midazolam. The whole idea with that is to relax his muscles and hopefully relax his mind. Okay, they're in.
The sedation should start taking effect fairly quickly.
Wait, hold on to him.
But it seems the monster 4-metre Croc isn't going down without a fight.
Ease up, Tiger.
It takes 10 minutes before Riley shows signs of relaxing.
That breathing's been pretty stable, hasn't it?
Yeah, you can definitely hear like it's almost like a snore.
Yeah.
It's not these real muscular, tense breaths.
The team can now move him to a croc board, but they have to be incredibly careful.
All right, guys, you ready?
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3, go!
Even though Riley is sedated, it's important to remember he's not anaesthetised. He's actually still conscious and still capable of an explosive outburst at any time.
Go!
Easy does it, guys.
We're edging Riley forward up onto the croc board. From there, he's going to be roped down, and then I have to get to work.
Mark, grab your gag, mate. Okay, we're in.
This is Chris's first chance to get a good look at Riley's jaw.
Yeah, wow. Straight away I get a picture of the issue that Riley's facing, and it is extraordinary. That hole in his jaw is definitely not normal.
All right, so I'm happy with that in there. We've basically filled up that pit there.
Yep.
And all around the surrounding structures. So now I'm going to get in there and actually start exploring.
Everywhere I look inside this hole, I'm seeing fragments of teeth. Some are in their upright position, some are lying down, and some are pushing straight into the gum.
By the looks of it, what's happened here is he's had one tooth in a normal position, and instead of it being reabsorbed, it looks like another one's actually coming underneath it. And because it hasn't been reabsorbed, it's tried to find its own space and pushed into the side. Then another one looks like it's coming as well. So we've got multiple teeth all trying to go through the one socket.
Yep. Because crocodiles can replace each and every one of their teeth up to 50 times during their life, what's happened here is that Riley's tried to replace a tooth that just hasn't fallen out yet. He hasn't just done it once, he's done it multiple times.
I'm just going to go digging here.
This has now become serious crocodile dental excavation. I'm using my tools to dig in around the base of these teeth and hopefully remove all the fragments.
While Chris gets to work, the team is closely monitoring the 45-year-old Croc.
Big breath, buddy.
And that was what, 1 breath in 30 seconds?
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
This is the most forward of them. There we go. So there's one straight away. So that is a tooth that's tried to be reabsorbed, but it's actually remained and it's pushed into the side, which I think is where a lot of this swelling's coming from.
Yep.
Just have to go exploring and make sure the base of it isn't still in there. Okay, there's more to this tooth here. It just keeps on coming.
Oh, here we go. There it is. Jeez.
So we've got a lot of tooth fragments in there.
Ooh. Another big one. Okay. I'm shocked. I can't believe this. In over 5 years of working with crocodiles, I've never seen anything as bizarre as this. How many has he got?
It's just a matter of working out what's meant to be in here and what's not. That's not. And neither is this. And neither are these.
Chris has now removed 3 massive teeth and multiple fragments, but it's not over yet.
It just keeps on coming.
Oh, jeez. Just when this team thought they'd seen it all, here comes another one.
I don't think we're done. All right, let's go digging again. I think it's probably safe to say this tooth here is the most recent one to try to get through, but I just want to see how loose it is. No, it's coming out as well. This is too loose.
While crocodiles produce teeth throughout their entire life, each and every tooth that comes through the same socket is a little bit bigger than the last. If this tooth is the most recent tooth, like I suspect, then chances are it's going to be the hardest to remove.
Oh. You've got to be joking.
Sorry, Riley.
Oh, jeez. There you go, mate, that's yours. Oh.
It gives you an idea about the resilience of crocodiles, doesn't it? That he's been tolerating that and ultimately fighting the infection. Well, thankfully, there's no more.
Oh, lucky that. Tooth fairy will be broke.
All right, let's give everything a clean up.
When you line up all those fragments and see what has come out of that small hole, it is unbelievable. What Riley has been living with is beyond our comprehension, but just shows you the resilience and the power of these crocodiles.
Okay, just brace yourselves, guys.
An antibiotic injection completes Riley's treatment.
Okay, well, I'm clear. You would think that now the dental issue's been taken care of, our work here is done. But oh no, we still have to release Riley.
Hang on. All right, you ready? So just stay where you are, Mark. Just keep pulling, guys. Okay, rightio. All straps are off. All right.
One by one, these ropes are released, and it's time for Riley to rejoin his girlfriend.
Go. 1, 2, 3. Back legs are cleared.
Yep.
Off. You and Brad. All right, good. All right, guys. Hang tight. All right, we're going to do this. Ropes free, Mark out. Hey, come big guy. Come on.
As Riley's released, he's a little ginger, but sure enough, one leg follows the other.
Moving all right, mate.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah. Riley's always had a smile that only his girlfriend could love, but now we've removed these teeth. He's going to have a little gap in there for a few months, but overall, for Riley, this is an amazing result.
Mate, thank you very much.
Well done, buddy.
Oh, I couldn't have done it without you and my team.
Mate, what a great team.
Yeah.
Good work, guys.
Oh, top job. Chris is a fantastic vet, and I don't think there's too many vets out there that are brave enough to shove their hand inside a crocodile's mouth. That was unbelievable. Look at this, straight away, his girlfriend.
He's just saying, oh, look, I'll be a little while. It's been a rough day. Rick and his team are understandably over the moon over how today's worked out. It's a huge result for them and also for Riley. The only one that doesn't really win out of today would have to be the Tooth Fairy, who may very well go broke after this.
Finally, the one you've been waiting for.
Your #1 all-time Bondi Vet story.
Can I start the drum roll?
This is the top Bondi Vet story of all time, chosen by you guys.
I'm ready for this one. Roll it!
Oh yeah, looks pretty good. It says it, doesn't it?
Well, I think it's got to say it today.
Become? Who's that for? Well, it's for you, really.
It's for our lovely Digby that's coming to see us today.
In Isleworth, southwest London, Scott, nurse Nathan and receptionist Elle are putting up a brave front as they prepare to meet a new patient.
And do I get any danger money for this?
Nothing to worry about at all,
Yeah,
Nathan.
teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
Don't worry about it, Nath. Here we go. They're looking nervous. They'll hold up the sign.
Hello. Hi.
Mother and daughter Sharon and Amy have already warned them about the intimidating behaviour of their 6-year-old Rottweiler, Digby. The problem is the Rottweiler has now developed a mass in his chest.
Good boy.
Owner Sharon knew she had to find a vet who would take a risk.
Digby at home is an absolute softie. He is sweet, he's affectionate, and he loves a cuddle. But take him out anywhere to meet any other dog or anybody else but the immediate family, and that 50 kilograms of love turns into 50 kilograms of raw aggression.
To ensure the safety of his staff, Scott has decided to be the only stranger in the consultation room. Even the camera crew must film from outside.
Sharon, why don't you jump on that side?
Yeah.
There you go.
Digby hasn't seen a vet for quite a few years, and the last vet he saw didn't know what to do. He was nervous of him, but luckily we found Scott.
Sit down. No. Sharon came in to see me after she saw Bam Bam and the way that I treated him in the first series of Vet on the Hill. Calm down.
But there's a massive difference between the feisty Bam Bam and the all-powerful 110-pound Digby.
It's okay. All right, settle down. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going anywhere. A lot of people would say straight away, that's an aggressive dog, it should be put down. And I understand that. But the situation here is that they got a dog that was friendly and happy and healthy as a puppy. It has grown up to be aggressive, and it's aggressive for one reason, because it's fearful. It is not innately evil. This dog is a friendly dog that gets scared, and he gets scared and then he gets aggressive. Okay, all right, I know. It's a little forward, wasn't it, mate?
We always make sure for him we put a muzzle on and he's safe when he goes out. It's just being responsible, really.
I'm trying to rush this relationship, which is never a good idea, is it? Okay.
Because when we take him out, you get people that stare and they do make some nasty comments. Why don't you put that dog down? Yeah. It makes me angry. No, we never, ever put him down. We love him to bits. But we've had him as a puppy. We've shown no aggression to him whatsoever. So it's inbred from the mother. It's come out on him. All right, stop it.
As Digby remains alert and agitated, Scott's still a long way from being able to examine the lump on the Rottweiler's chest.
Soppy old thing, aren't you, eh?
This job sometimes throws curveballs, and aggressive dogs come in, aggressive cats come in, and you've got to treat them, you've got to deal with them, so you've got to find a way to make it work. All right, all right, all right, all right, right. So, Amy, so tell me about the lump. Like, when did you first find it?
I think it was about 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Ever since I've been trying to find a vet.
He was very nervous, moving his arms around. He couldn't get up close to Digby, and when he did, he spoke, and then Digby went berserk.
Oh, he's a good, brave boy.
After 30 minutes in the consultation room, Scott makes his first attempt to feel Digby's chest.
Oh, it'll give you a bit of a tickle there, hey? Hey? Oh. Okay, all right, I know. I'm not trying to win the argument straight away. I know, I'm sorry. The whole time he's lunging at me, I'm just telling myself, be calm, don't react, don't move, stay still. Oh. All right. Am I scared? Are you kidding? I'm bricking it. 50 kilograms of raw muscle power coming at you with bared teeth and growling. Okay. And every instinct is saying, keep your distance. But then I look at Sharon and Amy and I see their faces just literally saying, please help us. You are our last chance.
After another 20 minutes, a breakthrough.
But you know what I can see with him is I can really see that he is actually a sweetheart. I can see that.
Scott finally appears to be gaining Digby's trust.
You're trying to be aggro, but I can see you're sweet and lovely, really, aren't you? And look what you're letting me do. Oh, he's a sweet boy. Oh, he's a sweet boy.
I mean, the good thing with Scott was that he did remain calm and he didn't have eye contact and he did manage to stroke Digby, which no stranger has ever done. I couldn't believe it, really.
I'm just using some acupuncture points as well. There's one on the tip of his ears that just chills him out a little bit. Oh, he's nice. Oh, I feel very honoured. I must say that when I was finally able to touch Digby for the first time, it was exhilarating. I mean, it was like touching a wild animal. And to give him a little scratch under the chin, honestly, it gave me goosebumps. It was amazing. What a handsome big pussycat. Eh? Big 50-kilogram, big teeth pussycat.
Good boy.
Yeah. It was lovely having the love-in with Digby, but it was always going to end. And it was going to end in the form of a sharp needle in his butt. Do you want to put him into this corner maybe and then he can't push back? And that was never going to bring out his happy side. I went from hero to zero, but sadly it needed to be done to knock him out, but he wasn't impressed. Done. All right, I'm definitely a swear word that I can't say, aren't I, mate?
But with Digby's adrenaline pumping out of control, the huge quantity of sedation is not enough. And Digby is still a threat.
It was incredible to see just how much drugs this dog took. He was like a rogue elephant. Today is all about getting to grips with the lump and actually just removing it. Normally, there'd be a whole bunch of steps and examinations that we do prior to this kind of surgery. That's just not an option with Digby. So what I need to do today is to knock him out and just remove the lump and hopefully send them home with good news. All this activity will actually make him go down in a second. He's more likely to crash and sleep. Now he's energized himself, blood supply is flowing, those drugs will kick in a little more. So after 2 injections of sedation, which would have been enough to knock out a rhino, he finally is calm enough that I can get an IV anaesthetic into him. 1, 2, 3. Good boy. Now we've got to get him down the stairs, and I'm walking down thinking, this better not be cancer. Not only because it's dreadful news for any owner, but from Digby's point of view, how the hell am I ever going to treat this dog if it is cancer? So fingers crossed it comes out as something not to worry about.
Oh yeah, I can feel it now, yeah. It's quite a decent size.
Yeah, it's a big one and getting bigger. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so let's see what this nasty little thing has in store for us. So now I'm just going underneath, just see what I find. There we go. It's not looking too bad to me. If I cut through the middle. Nath, that looks a hell of a lot like fat. Nice, healthy, white, glistening fat. So that means there's almost certainly to be a lipoma. Nothing to worry about, which is great news for Digby. Mate, you don't need any more vets, do you? No. Straight away, I think Sharon and Amy are going to be over the moon. They're going to be so happy. I mean, this is their boy, this is their love. And the fact that this is one surgery that we can perform, we can fix the problem straight away, and he potentially doesn't need to come back and see me, is good news. Okay, good boy, that's it. All done.
Digby will now sleep off his anaesthetic in the recovery room, but Scott remains wary.
Right, he woke up very quickly, and I'm going to exit.
Upstairs, Sharon and Amy are waiting for the verdict.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Scott.
So, you look very expectant and very worried, but in fact, it's all good news. It looks like a fatty growth, which is called lipoma, which is really good news. I should be seeing smiles. Should be seeing smiles. You happy?
It is good news.
It is good news, isn't it?
I'm glad.
It's nothing to worry about. I've put sutures that don't need to be removed. So literally, it's a case of taking him home and hopefully living a happy and healthy life.
I'm glad. I was worried here. I thought it would be something more serious.
Yeah. But I can see he's definitely got a kind heart in there. He's just quite misunderstood. He's a lovely dog.
He's fantastic at home. I'm good about him.
But I'm just really glad that I've been able to hand back your beloved dog with my 2 hands intact. That's quite nice.
That's a plus side.
And without a lump on his chest.
Yeah. It means a lot for what you've done. There's no other vet that would actually see him.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Thanks very much.
You're perfect. You're a perfect vet.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Oh, thanks. Well, that honestly means a lot. Got me choked up a bit there. Lovely, thank you. No, I don't think I'm anything special. I'm literally just a vet doing his job, but I'm glad that she was happy. All right, so he's just through here.
Scott's going to feel even happier when Digby's on his feet and walking out the front door.
Digby, baby. Digby, sweetheart.
But he's definitely leaving that assignment to the immediate family.
You got a softie, really.
I think many people might find the fact that I treated Digby controversial. People might say that I shouldn't have given him any treatment at all. He's aggressive and he should have been put down. Good job. All right, ladies. Well, I would say to those people that he is a much-loved member of Sharon's family. They adore him, but they know that he's got problems and they've put steps in place to ensure that he's safe and everyone else around him is safe also. So I would say to them, I'll look after Digby and you look after your own dog. All the best. Bye, diggers. Oh, man.
Good boy.
That'll take it out of a vet, that will. Jeez. Oof.
Oh, good boy, good boy. Come on.
I honestly can't thank every single one of our Bondi Vet subscribers enough.
Thanks for following and being a really important part of our Bondi Vet family.
So buckle up your seatbelts, because it's going to be a fun one.
But we're not going to stop here, are we, Elwood?
We can't wait to bring you more amazing Bondi Vet stories.
More heartfelt moments, more furry friends to meet.
Some real treasured moments with all our furry friends.
Thank you all again.
Thank you all again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.